Alright guys, so welcome back. Unfortunately, the other game is throwing a small fit at the moment, so we'll be hopping back to that one after this game concludes. So we're going to be looking at the Bronkos up against the ASES Club for now instead. It's a quarterfinal matchup, and again, it's going to be another very important game, Hindu.
Yeah, it really is for these two teams as well. ASES Club are currently sat in 6th position, same as Elo Fishers are. The Bronkos and Night's Watch are the ones above them, and if they can beat these teams, then they have a real shot at getting themselves as the 4th place spots that are still up for grabs this week. The bans are coming through though, and we can see that ASES Club were first pick in this game and chose to ban away Athena and Serqet. The Bronkos took away Sylvanus and Bologna.
Yeah, more or less standard stuff. Thor is still available, so I would not be too surprised to see that getting the first pick and locked in on the side of ASES Club. Very strong jungler. There's some other options as well if they want to go those routes, and it looks as if that is in fact going to be Thor getting locked in first. Really, I can't say I'm too surprised with that.
No, not really. I mean, it's a safe jungler. He's very strong at all stages of the game. Kind of transitions in the late game to being more of a setup god than anything else. Still has decent damage though, but his early game, very strong once he hits level 5 as well. Can deal a lot of damage, a lot of setup potential too. Poseidon and Ymir though, locked in across the way from the Bronkos. It's not a surprise to see that, more than likely. Poseidon very safe in the mid lane for the most part. One of his top picks over at the moment in EU and NA, just because of his control in the mid lane alongside Agni, and the rise of ASES is back because of Poseidon. So we may see that one picked up in response.
Be curious to see what exactly they have to play. Ymir, seeing him locked in this early is a little bit unusual. Geb was still available. Typically, you'll see people prefer him over some of the other supports. That also said, it may not necessarily be a support Ymir. It could go jungle, it could be solo lane. A lot of people have been messing around with Guardians in the solo lane these days, and it can work quite well. Geb also still not getting locked in. Over on the other side, they're going to go for a quick lock-in onto Ares and Yanis.
Interesting with the Ares pickup here. I'm surprised by the Ares pickup just because against a Ymir matchup it's not the best for him. Obviously when Ares goes in with the chains, immediately Ymir can just freeze him to counteract that, and the Serum Flesh again, he can just freeze that one away. Plus the wall causes a few issues as well for an Ares to really try and get the damage out that he'd like to. So it's interesting to see that one picked up so early. I expected to see out of the Bronkos to look for a jungler here to get the priority jungler picked up, but they've chosen Xbalanque, and instead they're going to go for that very hyper carry Xbalanque pick. They're actually going to ban away Rama as well, which is surprising, and not Cupid, although Cupid more early game focused than a Rama.
Yeah, Ram definitely more of a hyper carry. Cupid versus Xbalanque, it's an interesting matchup later on. Xbalanque is the more I'm just going to do raw damage based hunter. Cupid though, that Fields of Love is something you can't underestimate late game. It's damage, it's a cripple, it's a slow, it's a mez, it's potentially a stun as well over a large area, so it causes a huge amount of teamfight disruption. That said, not nearly as much disruption as a Fear No Evil from a Hunbatz can potentially cause.
That's true. Hunbatz was left up and he was picked up by the boys of the Bronkos. ASES Club this week, though, they do have their full roster pretty much as well. Archangel's going to be back in the mid lane once again for them, and Archangel, for me, has been one of the biz of ASES Club alongside Wachi. Wachi generally gets focused a lot during these games, and it's up to Archangel and the rest to really abuse that situation that happens to Wachi, and he's done a really good job in the mid lane. He played support last week, it didn't work out as well as he would have liked, I don't think, but back to the mid lane he goes this time round in this one, and they're going to actually pick up Tyr and Anhur in those respective spots, and it's last pick time for what they're going to choose for the solo lane up against this Tyr. Options are available.
Yep, we saw the brief solo back cover, we saw Guan Yu, we're looking at Bacchus right now, we're looking at Vimana. There's a lot of options available. The question is, what are they going to end up locking in for this one? They have options going up against what will likely be a Tyr in that lane. It's going to be a bit of a rough matchup if they go for something squishy. They are going to lock in another warrior. Vimana and answer back. He has good wave clear. Pretty safe god, clear the path is a good escape. Once he hits level 5, the big baby is a great, haha, you can't kill me now ability. But nevertheless, it is a Tyr. You have to be very careful not to let yourself get caught in a Fearless. If you happen to get knocked on the enemy tower early, tower shots really hurt when you're like level 2, level 3, something like that.
Very true indeed. Let's see how this one plays out, though, as both teams vying for this 4th, 3rd place positions that are available. They both have a shot at it, but they have to get through the other one to guarantee it. We'll find out after this break, though, who's going to win.
Alright guys, so welcome back. It's time for ASES Club to face off against the Bronkos. And early on, it looks like the Bronkos are going to be placing some early deep wards on the enemy left side of the jungle.
I didn't see this one coming. ASES Club actually running Warchi in the Hunter position this time round. So he's going to be switching up his role. Puzzle's going to be the solo later for them this time round in this game. Let's see how this one plays out. I think ASES Club have been messing around a little bit with their roster and their positions for the most part, but Warchi, very, very high in the Masters ranked ladders, a player in the Spanish community and by the pros around the scene. So not a surprise to see him being able to transition from role to role with relative ease, in all honesty. Let's see how this game plays out, though. As like you said, the early ones did come down from the Bronkos. Will they look for an early invade? It doesn't look like they're going to. They just want to keep vision of where everyone's going to be.
Yeah, it definitely helps early on. They might expect some early rotation shenanigans coming out. They might just be kind of, that might just be we want to invade the back harpies early on and make sure that nobody collapses in behind us, which is common these days. You go in the back, the backside of the enemy jungle, they just come in behind you from both the mid and dual lane and just catch you off guard. With those wards placed down, they'll be aware of anybody coming in from that from either lane, and they'll be relatively well off because of that. Otherwise, things...
I think that's what Bronkos' game plan really was here. I mean, Bronkos' game plan really was here. Let's not get caught at the beginning of the game by an early invasion. So we'll be told for that. Aggression from Jermaine coming out already over in this duo lane. Nothing more than that's going to be said, though, as he did get a good freeze from Taddelson. And a little bit of damage poked there. Poseidon pushing in mid lane, as to be expected against the Giannis in the early stages. And over in the solo lane, Vermana and Humbat's obviously up against Tyr as well as Thor. It's a pretty much even matchup in terms of wave clear there.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be a little bit more interesting once the junglers finally leave. Wait, quick, last little bit. Vamana is going to potentially have a little bit of an issue with Tyr, not too big of a one, because he just lacks sustain early on, whereas Tyr, his power cleave provides him a heal out when he hits those minions. That said, if you get caught out of position like that and take a whole lot of poke, you may go down for first blood, going to Revel on that one. That's not a good situation for Puzzle in that lane right now.
Not at all, especially when you actually manage to get that Humbat snowball in early on. He's got himself an early kill now. Quick rotation to the mid lane. He's going to hit level 5 a little bit quicker than he naturally would do, so they've got to be very wary of that one going to around the 2-minute 30 mark. His Humbats will hit level 5 if he farms adequately. Left side again, Taddelson looking for aggression, going to freeze Warchi. Some good in-hands use. Warchi just going to leap away for the most part. Good aggression coming out from the Bronkos in this duo lane so far. Is what they need to do, though, during the early stages is ASES and her weaker wave clear than the Jabalonka Ymir.
Yeah, definitely. He has to be careful. For now, at least, things will kind of stabilize for a little while. Once ultimates come online, the Broncos are going to have to play a little bit more passively because they do not want to get pulled in by no escape and get caught out of position on the back of that. A lot of that will come out in Teddelson. A good wall could potentially stop Ares from chasing down somebody. A good Frost Breath as well could prevent a follow-up bunch of damage on the back of his AD carry getting pulled in by the no escape, potentially. But for now, at least, it looks like both teams...
Revel is already level 5 already, as you can see. He was already there before he actually got those mid-back harpies down. And Vermana actually having a bit of a field day. Flexi in a pretty strong position against Tyr. As long as Puzzle doesn't die again, he should be okay to come back in this lane. Left-hand side, a bit of aggression again.
Yeah, good Frost Breath coming out. We're just before that level 5 threshold, pretty much across the board right now. Mid-harpy is going to spawn. Supports are likely not going to have the ultimates online for that one. Mid laners, however, the Kraken will be available. Archangel may be able to reach the... through space and time by that point it happens, but Ojibroom going to be faced off against Teddelson on the left-hand side for these Harpies. Right side may just go to the Bronkos.
Yeah, the freeze goes on. I actually think they did go to ASES Club, actually out-hogged Taddelson on the support. Right-hand side, the Broncos will get those ones, though. So a one-for-one trade on the Harpies. Experience shared a little bit better by the Broncos. The right side, though, Vermana still forcing Puzzle away. He's actually going to have to use his ultimate, though, as he was soaking a lot of damage from those Archer minions. And in the end... that doesn't work out too bad for Puzzle. No.
That was a very close call for Flexi, though. He was almost, just barely missed getting pulled in the tower. No escape coming on the left side. Jermaine going to get pulled in, but that one Desert Fury immediately in the back. Rising Jagger will get him just out of range in time to avoid a few of those shots and survive that engagement overall. But with that, very low on health. He has to be careful. An Impale from Warchi right now could result in his death, and he is going to just look to zone him out and push him off the minion wave, if nothing else. You know, why not deny a little experience?
He's trying to force him back so that he couldn't actually recall quicker rather than later. So he's trying to delay that a little bit and deny a full wave, maybe even a couple of creeps from the next wave too. So good work from ASES Club in this duo lane, considering they were up against a rough opposition in this lane. We'll see how this one plays out, though. In forwards is that the Broncos and that first blood is the only difference in gold and experience right now for them. They're in a pretty good position. Puzzle has hit level 5 now, so things will slowly start getting easier for him in this lane.
Without a doubt. Flexi at this point has the, well, we saw it come out around the Colossal Fury. A little bit of extra regen. Going for the Smithy's Hammer as well. Going for that, looking for the Rune Forge later on down the road. Up against Puzzle, it'll be a quite effective item from kind of double dipping as well with his passive. Tyr making good use of that Fearless. Why not get a little poke in the middle of my wave clear? But now with Hunbatz coming in, it's not looking like a good spot. Lowbringer used, but Hunbatz immediately diving in pursuit. Looking for the kill in the tower. Overhand smash into a auto attack. Will secure that one, but Reinforcement's coming over.
Reinforcement's awkward over. There's a fit. No evil hits onto OJ Boom, actually again to jump to it back to the safety of his tower there. That was a really nice play from Revel, honestly. He had the Fear No Evil up, he could have burned it to secure the kill, but trusted in his ability to land the overhand smash under the tower and get himself out of trouble. Good use of beads as well, really good pickup by Revel there onto Puzzle.
Yep, for now at least, jungle buffs are just now respawning. They're going to be roaming around the map, looking to clear these out wherever they possibly can. Little rotations in mid lane coming out. Thor kind of looking for an opportunity to actually start ganking. We have not seen Anvil of Dawn used yet, but once he starts looking for it, you know, Thor doesn't have to be really anywhere near lane to actually initiate a gank.
Taddleston mid lane. He's going to come around the back here, blink in, looking for the freeze, going to find out OJ Boom. Went to a crack and he can't jump away to his hammer because A, it hit a wall, and B, but Luca had crippled him with that Whirlpool. Third kill of the game to the Bronkos. Great opportunity for them. Taddleston with a good rotation there.
Up right lane, once again, Flexi looking to put a bunch of damage onto Puzzle, forcing him back all the way to his tower for the time being. I'll have a power cleave here in just a second to heal off that minion a little bit, but just one minion, it's not a full set of healing off of that one. You do need to make sure you're hitting multiple targets whenever you possibly can to get all those possible ticks of health back. Taking a peek over the dual lane, just a little bit of farming going on at this point. Nope, not really either guy looking for aggression at the moment. Near future, they might potentially look for it, but basically comes down to Warchi setting up a impale onto a pillar like he was looking for right there, but unfortunately did not find.
He did not find it. Harpies were split evenly. Left ones went to ASES Club, right side went to the Bronkos, but Taddleston on the left hand side might catch Warchi here. He's a little bit overextended. He's actually trying to hold on to that leap to the last second. Does so well, Warchi, with a gauge for himself. Teammates, though, of ASES Club starting to rotate to this left-hand side. Red buff is being picked up now. Maybe they'll look for a gank on the left as Thor is going up.
He is going to come down straight on down to Jermaine. He will have that Rising Jaguar available in just a second to run away, but Ojaboom going to be forced to actually teleport away from the hammer. Taddleston looking for a little bit more, but his Warchi drops that Shifting Sands pillar down. Saying, yeah, you might not want to fight this one anymore, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and back off. Enemy heroes rotating over and arriving to the party as well. As Archangel kind of making a rotation from the mid lane, so they were in position to look to recapitalize on any possible counter engagement the Broncos might have looked to pull, but there we go, looking for the fight yet again. Frostbreath did miss.
Yeah, Frostbite did miss, but the disengage is going to happen once more, and he's just going to go back to farming again. It's nothing too exciting now, but maybe the Gold Fury might get started by Broncos here. It looks like Poseidon's looking at it at the moment, or just looking at, oh, Flexi getting a solo kill onto Puzzle under the tower. He was 2 levels down against a Runeforged Hammer fully completed, and that's the only reason there, but he's being at full health with the ult mode. Surprise, left side!
Enemy getting caught in the middle of that Kraken combo from Beluka, ends up giving him a kill over the reveal on that one. Again, a possible opportunity for that Gold Fury once they finish killing up this wave of minions. They're going to go back to base, though. Taddleston low on mana. He's likely going to pick up Wrath of the Gods here. A little counter warding going on as well by the Gold Fury pet. I have a feeling if they keep finding the kills like they are right now, Gold Fury is going to be getting done in short order. Flexi managed to take down that tier 1 tower in the right lane. Now looking for some aggression on the Puzzle as well. Is handily winning this fight.
Yeah, he is winning the fight for the most part, but Puzzle should be able to disengage from this one for the most part there. Flexi didn't even have to use the ultimate there to bring down the tower, or well, like I was about to say before that engagement on the left, was he didn't use the ultimate to kill off Puzzle here, so Puzzle's really up against it in this lane right now. He's going to have to play very safe. The good news is, though, even Take does get behind, he can still catch up very, very strongly and still get the sustain going for himself, as well as still deal exactly what he wants to do in fights with those fearless combos. So, even though he's currently down 0-3-0, if he can stem the bleeding, he's still got an opportunity. And with that tower being down, he might have the opportunity now to farm a little bit safer.
Yeah, that is true. It's a little bit further back on the map. We'll see if that works out for him. It does, though, however, free Flex. You have to start rotating around the map if he so chooses. He did pick up the teleport, not yet tier 3, and it's currently on cooldown for a little while. But you can already see he's kind of roaming around the jungle, just kind of checking out what's going on, keeping that vision down, not only for himself, but also Puzzle. You see the wards placed, and they want to make sure nobody's trying to stake around this corner and catch them off guard. For a little while, at least, though. Probably a bit of a lull. Mid-Harpies are going to be respawning in just a few seconds. We'll see who ends up getting those, and if even anyone even wants to fight over them at this point. Because so far, the Broncos have been doing a pretty good job of securing the camps themselves.
Yeah, well, right inside you can see the group up by the Bronkos here. Though ASES Club are in the jungle here. They're looking for him to try and catch them on the rotation for this blue buff here. We might get an engagement over this blue buff as ASES is trying to test these mid-harpies. He needs to be careful. He's going to eat a crack into the face, followed by a whirlpool. Still alive, though. Hits the chains, but the explosion from Igo, boom, Ymir brings him down as Ymir does fall to the wayside.
Yeah, mid lane Red Harpy's still available. Looks like the Broncos are going to be picking those up as well as Revel heads over that direction. With that pick onto the enemy support, rather, that is going to be a Gold Fury going the way the Broncos picking one up quickly.
Yeah, they do get the Gold Fury as well to extend that lead. Flexi did actually have to pop his ultimate there, trying to tower dive Puzzle under the tower, but Puzzle getting to that sort of point now where I said he'll start sustaining and be able to survive these tower aggression dives coming out from Vamana, but Vamana very big right now.
Oh, without a doubt. He just finished off that tier 3 teleport with wards placed down. It looks like this time he's going to walk back to base, save that one potentially to join up a team fight elsewhere on the map. And at this point, with that Gold Fury out of contention, they can start looking to group up and start taking down some of these tier 1 towers, start looking for picks in the jungle, or perhaps just put some aggression in a 1v2 in the left lane and get a pick onto Warchi. But with the help of those minions coming in, Warchi will answer one back from the grave. Enemir's rotating on over. He's going to find Tettleson. Not really going to be able to find a kill onto him, however, on his own.
No, not at the moment. So 7-1, Warchi with the first kill for ASES Club here. This game very important for both these teams. Obviously, winner is more than likely going to qualify themselves for the last 2 remaining spots that are up for grabs. 3rd and 4th place is still contestable by both these teams right now. And ASES Club are going to have an uphill battle in this game now because at the moment they're down a deficit. 7,000 experience, 5,000 gold on the table right now in favor of the Broncos.
Enemy is playing a dangerous game right now. There's a rotation coming in from that mid lane of both the mid laner and the jungler, and he's going to be out of position on this one if they look for this kill. Reinforcements are close behind, though. They're going to look to bait a trap. Will they catch somebody off guard? Oja Boom's in between a whole bunch of them. Going to be able to hammer teleport out. The cripple was not applied from that whirlpool. Now, Beluga getting locked down a little bit. Not going to be locked down by that wall, though.
This could be a chance though, because Thor's taken to the sky at the same time. In mid, just tries to do damage. Dunk comes down onto that beside him. He's going to go down. Kraken in response, though, followed up by Revel. Actually brings out OJ Boom. Warchi with a good impale onto the monkey who teleports behind him for the overhand smash. Good leap away from Warchi, but getting chased down. The in-hand from Jermaine is going to be enough to bring him down. But the Broncos aren't done. They want more.
They are indeed. Flexing in the back, trying to chase down a kill into Enemy. Will he be able to find it? Portal from Yana is going to buy him a little bit of time, but he is still not yet safe. The tier 1 tower, will it be enough to deter Flexi? Some shackles getting applied. Looks like he's going to kind of back off that chase. That did allow Tier to keep on split pushing that right lane. He's going to get a little bit of damage onto the tower, deny a bit of gold and experience. His teleport was not yet off cooldown. He wants to try and hold onto the tier 1 teleport and upgrade it before he has to use it, but right now he's out of position. Frostbreath on the tower, Glacial Strike as well. He's probably not getting this one alive. He's not going to be able to get this tower as well. A little golden experience denied, but in the end he's going to fall.
He is going to fall. He couldn't really rotate to that fight. He needed to farm up and catch up an experience. That was the call that he made to try and push down that wave and get some experience for himself. Oh, Rick said a little bit too long, though, looking for the tier 1 tower, unfortunate enough. Poppy spawning, though, right now, and they're both flashing. We'll see which ways these go. At the moment, Tellison is on the right. ASES Club on the left should be able to bring down these ones and get themselves a little bit ahead. Jermaine needs to watch his positioning here.
Oh, without a doubt. He's going to be able to dodge from the Tectonic Rift. A little back and forth going on. They're looking at box this one back and forth. Warchi gets impaled into the wall. Jermaine is finally going to be forced to rise from Jaguar and back out to safety. Man, it looked like Jermaine may have wanted to fight that one, but the Broncos decided against it overall.
Meanwhile, flexing the right-hand lane, looking for this tier 2 tower now. Already chipped it down below half HP already, and he's continuing to keep pushing this wave in up against Puzzle. But Puzzle back in lane here, you can see that his damage is starting to come online now as well. Reinforced Hammer, he should be able to deal with this big baby for the most part. Even though he's 3 levels down, his sustain should be enough. And it's Flexi who needs to be careful of a rotation from ASES Club.
Yep, counter rotation from the Broncos, though. They're going to steal away the speed buff, as well as stop that potential counter rotation from ASES Club to help out Puzzle over in that right lane. For now, though, speaking of more rotations, Tettleson looking to come up behind Warchi, and Enemy are not going to be going aggressive in that one. Let's face it, Warchi can just disperse away, and Enemy, he's Ares, he can drop some shackles down. He's Ares, he's fairly tanky, has those the Greaves online already for extra defenses and stuff like that, so he probably would have been okay. If nothing else, they would have put some return damage onto him before getting away anyway.
So 10-2 at the moment in favor of the Broncos. 10k experience, 6,000 gold. 40 seconds till the Gold Fury respawns, and this next Gold Fury is very important to ASES Club. This could stem the bleeding that they're currently having up against them. They did do a surrender vote earlier on, I believe, and they didn't go through, so hopefully ASES Club still have morale on their side for most part of their team here to try and get themselves back into this one. The next Gold Fury, though, is going to be huge, as Warchi tries to go aggressive onto Jermaine there. A little bit of poke backwards and forwards, the Impale comes out, here's the Desert Fury as well, but the minion damage, as well as those bowlers, are doing work right now. Warchi, one hit from death, will escape through space and time, connects though, and Jermaine might go down.
He will. Archangel making a rotation over. Actually caught the snipe from across the map with the through space and time. Transition, the slow. The escape was already used up by Jermaine, so he wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. So they got a much needed kill onto the enemy AD carry. Going to give Warchi a little bit of a reprieve here for a couple moments. Head back to base. He's not going to lose much. Finish off that Ichival. He's still, though, on even footing, aside from lacking that tier 1 bead. So he still has to be very careful in this lane matchup. It really just comes to the fact he's level behind. He really can't look to box Xbalanque right now.
No, they can't. They're looking for the Gold Fury though, but at the moment they're going to get caught. Warchi's in a bad position here. Hit by the Frost, has to leap away, but he's going to jump into an arm go. Boom! Tannelson, who's going to find the kill, and now they're looking for more.
They are indeed. Frino dropping down from Reveal. Thor going up in the air. That's like going to be a defensive. I'm getting out of here, though. They might look for a big play in this one. Puzzle leaping forward with that Lawbringer now in the middle. Frost Breath coming down. Kraken comes up to eat himself a tier for lunch. As in the backside, Oceanburn does answer one back onto the monkey. It's been a back and forth even fight so far. It's down to a 1v2. Beluga doing a good job of forcing enemy back from this one.
But the Phoenix is an issue right now. They need to stop people from back. If they can stop him from backing, the Phoenix could go down to Flexi here. Archangel does find Beluga, but now he's going to have to fight against Jermaine with low mana. Obviously, it's Giannis, so he portals himself away from danger, trying to recall quickly back to base before he gets collapsed. Or will he make it? Rising Jaguar says no. Jermaine wants this kill. Another portal by Archangel disengages him back towards his tier 1 tower in the left-hand side once again. Flexi under pressure on the right.
Yeah, he was able to do a little bit more damage to that Phoenix, but with both Thor and Anhur returning back to base, he was being able to be forced off the Phoenix, and that Phoenix will live for another day. Left side, the Gold Fury will be picked up by the Bronkos once again. Just Jermaine and Teddelson able to secure that one quite easily. Enemy was there, he looked for the steal, it just didn't go his way.
So left hand side, we're going to see enemy walk into lane. Now the Gold Fury did go down once again to the Broncos, extending their lead. It's really difficult here for ASES Club. The fights haven't gone too badly, but they've been 4v5s here, Zayden. I mean, they brought Tyr all the way over. Did much find anything? That snipe was actually going to connect from Archangel on this left hand side. They're going to try and dive him under the tower here. Is Archangel, but he eats more poke than he actually gave out. But with the teammates coming in, Thor might go through that pole. Nope, but backside, they really want Jermaine here.
On the right hand side as well, Flexi boxing out 1v1 with Puzzle, forcing Puzzle to go back and heal up at some back harpies. So that level advantage plus a bit of an item lead on the side of Flexi means that really Puzzle cannot look to keep him away a 1v1. He's probably not going to die unless he really overcommits to a fight he doesn't have a chance of winning right now. But with that, he really needs to keep Flexi at bay because he's looking for that Phoenix non-stop. Let's face it, he's Vimana. He'll have that big baby, he can run away. He has that shielded teleport to escape if he needs to. That'll be off cooldown in about 60 seconds. Flexi is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and he really has not yet been a part of any of these fights in a significant way.
Yeah, okay, what we're going to see now is 12-5. Blinking mid lane from Tannelson straight onto Enmir, into a crack, and he's going to get annihilated in seconds. The portal from Archangel stops any more follow-up from that, but they do find a free kill. Left-hand side, Warchi versus Jermaine once again. Still farming away between themselves as 3 members of the Broncos are looking for more in this mid lane. You can see as Revel is swinging around here, still has that Fear No Evil available. Warchi needs to watch himself now because he's going to be out-rotated from that, but luckily the ultimate through space and time is going to save the day. But Beluga wants this kill on Archangel in middle lane with Revel.
Indeed, there's a big fight breaking out in the jungle right now. Dark Knight's not going to find the sun. Warchi gets caught by the Frost with mid-disperse. He's going to be locked down completely. Desert Fury trying to buy himself some time. He will follow Jermaine. Fight's like on the back, trying to answer back. Ojaboom, though, 1v2. Reveal finds that kill. Finding the second one overall of this fight. Everybody else right now kind of being zoned out. Puzzle probably doesn't want to go back in this one. So what would be a 1v4. Not worth giving your life up to potentially save an attack speed buff. As Flexi joins the party as well.
A really rough situation now for ASES Club. Their dreams, their hopes of trying to get themselves this final spot are starting to slip to the wayside as the Broncos have performed amicably so far in this tournament and across the weeks that they've actually played this one. The Broncos, Flexi, Revel, Beluga, Jermaine and Tannelson are looking to try and clean up Archangel in mid lane here and send themselves off do the qualifiers in the next LAN.
It's
Not
definitely
LAN,
going to...
sorry, I always said LAN.
LAN.
Like it was a LAN. That'd be Kype.
It's qualifiers to get into the league that may lead to LAN. So there's a LAN down the road eventually.
There you go. There you go. Zadin saved me. That makes a change. I normally throw you under the bus.
Yeah, one day I will find a way as well. One day, Hindu. One day. Watch your back.
One day, the dream.
Watch your back.
So, with the gold lead right now, I mean, the gold lead is 10,000, experience 17,000, nearly 18,000 in the second in favour of the Bronkos. The Gold Fury down twice already. There's only 2 Tier 2 towers remaining and 1 Tier 1. ASES Club trying to do the best to hold on, but the rotations from the Bronkos have been fantastic. ASES Club have tried to follow suit. They've just not found the picks when they needed to, and the solo lane being an issue, obviously with Puzzle being up against it, has caused them a lot of problems. Fire Giant dance is starting to happen now.
Yeah, it's still a little ways off. I think a big part of the team fight problem for ASES Club has simply been the Bronkos kind of initiating the fights. They're the ones catching people out. ASES Club are doing a good job to respond to these situations, but when someone's kind of caught out in a 1v2 on the side of a fight, someone else gets caught out in another 1v2 on the other side of the fight, they're not able to keep the key players on their team alive to actually do damage during a fight. A couple times we saw Warchi kind of getting zoned out completely from the rest of the team. They just launched that crowd control chain, a Frost Breath, Tectonic Rift, a Fearless. Gonna end up resulting in a dead AD carry.
Oh, Warchi's in trouble on the left. Down. There's nothing you can really do there. The rotation coming out from Poseidon as well. Mid lane, you can see Tunnelson and Humbas going aggressive here. This against 3. Fado Evil comes out, forcing beats and Ojo Boom, who engages immediately. Tier 1 tower on the left's going to fall down. Tunnelson re-engages once again. Vermon is on his way to 4v3 in the mid lane.
Here comes No Escape, gonna find a pull in the tower, found a couple. Flexi up in the big baby, though, tanking up those tower shots. Not gonna be too concerned by that one. Flexi finds the kill into enemy, looking to zone out more people on the backside of this one. Archangel will be chased off the big baby. The health regen is finally gone. But with most of the damage already done, that tier 2 tower is about to fall. Minions are present, as pretty much the entire Broncos lineup just saying, you know, we'll leave the monkey to deal with the tower. We'll zone everybody else out and make sure he can do it safely.
Well, that whole engagement got him a tier 1 tower in the left, a tier 2 tower in the left, a tier 2 tower in the mid lane as well. And now all the ASES Club have standing all these Phoenixes with the Fire Giant still available. They're going to have to turn their attention to that and hope they can make a play there. Because if they don't, it's going to be a rough situation for ASES Club right now.
And the Broncos, it's not going to be an easy team composition either to actually sneak in there and steal away that Fire Giant. You can use the Shard's Vice on Amir, set yourself up a nice big chunk of burst damage right about the 35% or so. You start you pop it, it drops down to 25%, you pop that Wrath of the Gods, you get that secure. Same thing, reveal. Oh, Ares is here trying to steal it away? Fear no evil, and he's running away the other direction. Flexi, well, Flexi's a giant baby, he's going to be zoning people out. Beluga, Kraken, Whirlpool, probably not slow, stopping people from getting nearby. It's going to be a very rough time for enemy to actually get in there. He has the option to blink across the wall, but again, that crowd control coming out is going to make it a very, very difficult time for him to actually get that steal in.
So, the Broncos not actually going for the Fire Giant just yet. Jermaine's still in base at the moment, so they're probably going to wait for him to turn up. They may look to try and pressure Phoenix or something right now before they head to the Fire Giant, or look to catch somebody in the jungle for the most part. Warchi split push on the left-hand side here as deep as he could, and then going to recall back to base knowing aggression may come on. But in the jungle right now, you can see Flexi going aggressive onto Archangel, forcing him back with that portal. Jermaine's actually just come back to farming out left-hand side for the time being.
And with that, Fire Giant is going to get started. They don't have the 80 carry, so this is not necessarily going to be the quickest Fire Giant attempt in the world. Reinforcements are here. ASES Club do not want to give this one up for free if they don't have to, but the Fire Giant is dropping very rapidly, and again, without the Hunter even being here, 35%. It's down to that pretty much threshold. A couple more percent. Enemy needs to get in there right now. He's not going to be able to. The Broncos will pick up that Fire Giant. Health bars are dropping rapidly. It's going to be a fight.
It is going to be a fight. Revel actually already taken out Ojo Boom already, followed by Flexi taking out Puzzle. Warchi trying to do what he can on the backside to bring down Revel here with the help of Archangel. The two of them on the backside are trying to make it involved, but Flexi does find the double, but here comes Jermaine on the back.
He is rotating over from that left lane, finally joining this fight. Archangel's going to be able to pop through a portal, get out from that fight. But Warchi will get picked up by Tettleson, revealed by those mid-harpy cams. It is only Archangel surviving that overall engagement. The Broncos took a huge amount of damage from the Fire Giant and also the initial initiation from ASES Club, but on the back of that, they had all their abilities, all their ults still available, and they just fired back in a big way. Their health bars, I don't think anyone dropped below half health in that fight overall for the Broncos.
No, it wasn't indeed. Now Archangel is going to be up against it as the Phoenix falls in the right. The mid one's about to fall too. Ojo booms up. He comes crashing down. Doesn't connect though. And he has to disengage. So a crit hits him in the back of the head as he jumps to the hammer. The Bronkos are going to guarantee themselves a spot now in the qualifiers. They've managed to hit the top 4 placements this week by beating out one of their oppositions in ASES Club. The question is who's going to be joining alongside them? Well, I guess we'll find out soon as we go into that game shortly.
Indeed.
After this.
Indeed. So well played by both teams. The Broncos, though, they came out of the gate early. That early first blood is a big part of what set this game. 9-1-6 by revealing that Hun Batz. Like I said, that first initial kill kind of came out of nowhere. Wasn't really expected. Like, oh, both these teams have good wave clear. They're pretty safe. And suddenly somebody died over in the solo lane. And from there, Reveal was involved in most of the kills for his team. Played very well. That the monkey, those big crits coming out, you rush that Deathbringer fairly early on. He hurts. So much disruption in the middle of Fear and Weevil. You have to either burn beads. If you don't have beads, well, you're out of luck. I mean, it was a very rough game for ASES Club. They were putting up good fights, but the Broncos were doing an excellent job of zoning out key members on the side of ASES Club.
Yeah, they did really good work. I mean, shutting down Puzzle early on. That first kill really snowballed Revel in the jungle, which just set them up, as well as Vermana having a bit of an easier time in that lane matchup against the tier. So very good performance by the Broncos there. ASES Club, unfortunate for them that they're going to be dropping themselves down, but I'm sure more than likely they'll be back once again when the next Challenger Cup starts up.